Hi, this is Jonathan. As promised, this video is about the gig that we did in Pechanga Casino Resort in Temecula, Los Angeles. So what happens in Pechanga stays in Pechanga. So the whole thing started with rehearsals, 6 days of rehearsal to be exact. And on the 4th day, we met up with George Lam from Hong Kong. He's 71 years old this year, and I've been a fan of his since I was 23 years old. He's a legend, living legend, and at 71 years old, he can still belt out all the high notes, and I was just amazed. In any case, we finished rehearsal, and we took about a couple of days off, and then we are off to LAX, and from from Singapore to Hong Kong, it would take us 4 hours flight time. And we had like about an hour transit time and rushed through, and we missed our flight actually, but that's another story. But in most cases, we have like about an hour transit or 2 hours transit. And then from there, from Hong Kong to LAX is 14 hours, give or take. So we're talking about a total of maybe ranging from 18 to 19 hours flight time. And I thank God that we were on Cathay Pacific, and the stewardess and the staff were really nice. The service was top notch, the food was top notch, our in-flight entertainment and everything. Plenty of movies, although I watched most of them. And yeah, it was great. And I thank God that I had most of us had really good seats. Great seats. We were placed at the emergency exit. Where you can stretch out your legs a little bit. I saw some weird stuff, in this flight going to LAX. I saw a kid who couldn't hold his bladder, and while waiting in line for the toilet, and he kind of like let it all hang out, let it all go. And there I was watching this stream of urine coming down my way, and I thank God that the stewardess was really quick, with the towels and everything to stamp the flow. And that was pretty interesting and exciting. In any case, we reached LAX, so we took a 4 hours bus ride to Temecula, and henceforth to Pechanga Casino Resort. Nice place. Plenty of nice restaurants, plenty of nice clubs, places to eat and drink. Of course, a casino. And it's like I said again in my previous video, I don't gamble, so it don't matter to me. In any case, we went for a sound check right after that, and a great hall. This is the first time I'm playing in Pechanga, because I used to do gigs in Vegas, in Atlantic City. But it's a nice change of environment. As usual, there are a whole lot of Chinese there in the casinos, because we Chinese like to gamble. We love to gamble. So in any case, after the sound check that we did, you're going to see a clip of it. We did a sound check and everything was fine, and I was looking at the other guitarist, Sebastian, great guitarist, he's shredder, and he's so precise and so hardworking. And I was looking at his Factual. He was using a Factual, and I see these little big knobs on his foot switches. And I kind of remember there was something about these poppers, that was featured in the Line 6 Helix farm. And for this gig, I had to do a lot of stomping, changing sound and all that, and I tend to miss it as I grow older. I tend to sidestep it or step on things that I shouldn't be stepping on. So I decided to get the poppers during rehearsal back in Singapore, and I contacted Chad Boston. Thank you, Chad. And he kind of like arranged for this item. I bought a skin and I bought the poppers to be sent to the hotel, and it arrived just in time. It arrived at the place at a time where I was just doing my sound check, and it was a godsend. And well, as the gig progresses, as the show went on, it was really useful. These poppers are really useful, so I'm going to show you a clip about this. So these are the Chad Boston poppers. And this is the skin. I chose a carbon fiber skin that looks pretty neat. It takes a bit of work to get installed properly. I don't think mine is perfect, but you have to do. My Helix is updated to 2.8, Great update, wonderful new amps and some new effects. But I find that overall the 2.8 update brings a little bit more presence in the sound. Yeah, I'm gonna play around a bit. These are the poppers that I'm talking about. So the back ones here are a little bit higher than the ones lower, so you can actually have a sort of easier access to the ones at the back. Poppers come with an Allen key, and because you have to tighten this thing down to your foot switch, so the Allen key is being used to tighten this this little screw there, so that it won't come off easily. So check out Chad Boston's website, CEBA, and I'll put the link down in the information section for this video. So the show went really well. I'm going to show you a clip or a series of clips of how we prepare off stage and how we psych each other up. But we did a prayer before we started the show. We always do prayers before anything. Christian prayer. Some of the Chinese bands would go for the Chinese worship, but we're predominantly Catholics and Christians here, so we do a round of prayer before we step on stage. So this is where I stand. This is where my position is. That's Casey on the bass, wonderful guitarist and bassist as well, and a wonderful singer. And this is Jimmy Li. He's a living legend in Singapore, Indonesia. And that's Anthony Quah, first-rate keyboard player. There's Joel at the back, and this is Sebastian. This is the first time I'm working with Sebastian. He's a killer guitarist with his Spectral and floorboard down below, and that's about it. So as you can see, the show went down really well, and of course we have the usual after show party and stuff like that. And next morning we checked out at noon, and we were off to the retail outlet, you know, and we went to this place. I'm gonna put that link down here. I kind of forget where it is. It's about 3 hours to 2 to 3 hours bus ride, and guess what? The air conditioning broke down, and we were traveling at like 100 plus Fahrenheit, 100 plus degrees Fahrenheit. It's about 38 degrees centigrade, and we Singaporeans, you know, we live in the heat, you know, so we can kind of take it, but those guys from Hong Kong, they were suffering. Yeah, you know, poor things, you know, but in any case, we went to a resort, had our lunch, shopped around a bit, went, changed bus, and went to the airport, and we were home, you know, on our way home. So all in all, it's a great gig. It's a great time, you know. I had a great time. I had a great time with the band. As you can see, we were like, you know, hanging out together, you know, or even after sound check, you know, we were hanging out together as a band, and that's great, you know. A band that, I say it again, a band that eats and plays and you know, hang out together, you know, plays together really well. So that's it. So I hope you like this little insight to what I do when I go on tour, and what Asian bands do when we go on tour. Oh, this is like a show in the States, you know. These are all far in between, you know. Most of the shows that we're going to do for this tour will be in China, in Asia. The next show that we're going to do will be in Malaysia, will be in Genting or Genting Highlands, another casino resort, you know. And yeah. Basically, it's about the same thing, you know, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to subscribe to this channel, please feel free to go ahead. So until the next time I see you, 再見啦。